this video we're going to play a little game where we have a treasure that we're trying to retrieve, and we have a bad guy who is protecting the treasure, and what we have to do is get past the bad guy to get the treasure. If the bad guy catches us, we lose. If we get the treasure, we win. Okay, so first of all, I don't want the cat, so we're going to go down here and we're going to either right click on it, or if that doesn't work, then try holding the shift key down and clicking on it with the left mouse button and then choose delete. And then we're going to add a few sprites in. Okay, let's do the backdrop first. And let me see, we're going to do this on some other planet here. So click on space. You can pick anything you want to for background here, and then click on OK. And so that's my backdrop. I don't want the plain one here anymore, so I'm just going to click on the plain white one, and then there's a little X in the corner here, and I'm going to click on the X and delete it. So now I've got one backdrop. And then I want to add 3 sprites. So go to New Sprite here and click on the Choose Sprite from Library button. And let me see, I want, it looks like there's a little mistake here. My mouse cursor should have changed back to an arrow instead. It's still a pencil, but it looks like it's still working. So let's go to Castle, and I want Night, and then hold the shift key down. I'm going to do all of them at the same time. The treasure is going to be the magic wand, and the dragon is going to be protecting the magic wand. So hold the shift key down and click on all 3 of those, and then click on OK, and then we'll have our 3 sprites appearing here. Okay, now they're too big the way it is, so I want them to be quite a bit smaller. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to separate them here a little bit, and I want to shrink. Here's a shrink button. Click on that, and then let's click on our knight once. That's not enough. Let's click on them again. Let's keep going. And I'm not sure how many times I've clicked on him so far, probably maybe about 8 or so. You can make him any size you want to, but you don't want to make him too big, because then it's really, the game's not much fun. Let's go and click on our button, shrink button again, and let's shrink the dragon down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to do 2 more, 12. And then I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to shrink my knight down a little bit more too. I'm going to click on here. Whoops, I missed. So I got to go back and click on the shrink button again. Then I got to put it right on my knight and click on him once, twice. Okay. And then click on the shrink button one more time. We're going to make the magic wand a little bit smaller too. So click on it. 2, 3, 4, and I missed. Okay, let's try it again. So let's shrink it down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then I'm going to position them. The magic wand is going to be down here at the bottom. Okay, and the knight is going to start out up here on the top, and the dragon's going to start out down here in front of the magic wand. Okay, let's get these lined up towards the center a little bit here. Okay, so that's pretty good. And now let's start doing our events. Let's choose our knight first. So select the knight, make sure he's got the blue line around him down here. And I've got some events that I want him to respond to. And I'm going to have him respond to keys being pressed on the keyboard so I can move him around. So let's start off with the up arrow key. And when the up arrow key is pressed, I want him to do 2 things. I want him to point in the up direction, which is 0, I believe. Yep. And then I want him to move 10 steps. Okay. So let's test our program now, and I'm going to bounce on the up arrow key a few times, and there he goes. He's just about off the screen. So that appears to be working. And now what I want to do is I want to do this 4 times. And I've got a little duplicate button up here which will duplicate whatever it is that I click on. So I'm going to click on, and it looks like a little rubber stamp. And I'm going to click on this. I missed. My video recording software is kind of slowing down my mouse response, so it's lagging a little bit. Okay, so click on that and you'll get a clone of it. Now unfortunately I have to go back and click on it a second time and click on it again. I'll get a clone. You gotta make sure you click on the brown part, otherwise it duplicates everything below the stamp. So if I click on the point, then I'm not going to get the brown part. So we got to go back here one more time and click on the brown part again, and now I can separate them out. So I'm just going to stack them up here, put a little bit of space in between them. And we want to respond to the down arrow by pointing down, which is 180. We want to respond to the right arrow by turning to the right, which is 90. And we want to respond to the left arrow by turning to the left, which is negative 90, minus 90. Okay, now let's run the program, and I'm going to try my arrow keys, and now I'm hitting the down arrow key over and over. I'm going to hit the right arrow key a few times. I'm going to hit the left arrow key a few times. He turns upside down. I'm going to hit the up arrow key. Okay, and I think we can keep him from doing all that flipping around by, let me see, that is the rotation style. So we'll add an event here, and we'll just set a few things when we click on him. So I want to set a couple of things. I want to position him in the starting spot, and I want to set his rotation style. So let's go to looks. I'm sorry, let's go to motion, and I want him to go to, okay, and we want the top and the center. Now the center for X is 0, and the top for Y, let's try about 180. That might be a little too high. Let's try to run it now, and let's see. Actually, that's not too bad, I don't think. But I want to change his rotation style. So let's go up here, and first thing we'll do is set his rotation style. And let me see. Let's try don't rotate. I'm not sure if that's the right one here. Now let's try it. And now if I hit the down arrow, he doesn't rotate. Okay, so he's going to stay upright the whole time, which is probably better than having him flip sideways and upside down and stuff like that. So we'll move him to the center of the screen. Let's stop this. Let's try running it again. And that's a little too high, isn't it? So 180 is the actual top of the screen. So let's try 140 and see how that works out. Now let's try to run the program again. And that looks like a good place for him to start. And he will respond to all of my movement commands. And the idea here is when I run the program to get him to move down, and without touching the dragon, I want him to go over here and touch the magic wand. And this video has been about 10 minutes now, so we'll stop this video and we'll continue with